out in Baltimore. Once again, Shalom. The least of the flock shall draw them out. So we're going to just do a few quick scriptures. Israel been in the news all the day with all types of crazy shit going on. So I'm just gonna bring out a few scriptures. You know, the nations are seeing how they are, how they operate, how they do things right now. So we're gonna go ahead and just bring out some scriptures real quick. Nothing too serious, okay? Nothing, you know, off the chain. We say that for the weekend. All right, so we're going. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, B'Kakodash. Shalom. This is y&ymission. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. y&ymission teaches the 100% truth doctrine. It's GMS, Great Millstone. The least of the flock shall draw them out. Okay, and that's what you're seeing right now with Israel. They did a drone attack on some a flotilla of aid to Gaza that was on its way to Gaza Strip. Okay, in the port. Okay, they did a drone attack against them. They just attacked Qatar. Okay, Spain has denounced them. Turkey has denounced the stuff that they're doing. Okay, so and now Trump and them in the U.S. is saying that they didn't authorize a strike on Qatar on a meeting of Hamas, you know, Hamas members. Okay, bureau or you know, members, high-ranking members of Hamas. Okay, so there's a lot of back and forth. There's a lot of fake things going on, whatnot. Okay, a lot of finger pointing. But we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, that you know, this is part of prophecy right now. Okay, in this time. All right, Jeremiah 50:45. Okay. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. Right, okay? Israel, okay? AMALEK, okay? The Heavenly Father is using, you know, AMALEK to draw everybody into conflict, get everybody riled up, okay? So the Heavenly Father, he definitely knows what he's doing. Okay, and we're seeing this. Okay, everybody's starting to figure out that AMALEK, Esau, are the problem right now, Earth right now. Okay, so that's very, you know, it's very good that we're seeing this. We're seeing the prophecies build up. Okay, and gradually increase. Hold on. All right, so. What does the Heavenly Father say? Exodus 17:16. For he said, because Yahweh have sworn that Yahweh will have war with AMALEK from generation to generation. Right. Amalekites, okay? AMALEK. Alright? They're the head tribe of the whites. Esau. They over Esau, alright? So we out here on the highways, byways, okay? And on the information superhighway, which is the internet, letting you know, warning the nations, prophesying. Okay, that's what the servants of the Lord are doing. That's what the men of the Lord are doing in these times of judgment, okay? Because this must go out, all right? The Heavenly Father is having judgment going on in these nations and whatnot, okay? So it must be said, all right? He said, Revelations 3:9, okay? Behold, I will make them a synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie, okay? So we know that who's over there in the land, okay? They're saying that they're Jews that do lie, okay? The same ones that's attacking the aid and the help for the Palestinians, the same ones that's causing all these wars and different things that they got going on, okay? In these times of judgment, okay? The same ones that's what? The least of the flock shall draw them out, okay? Who is that? Okay, Amalekite, okay? AMALEK. So the Heavenly Father is going to have war with AMALEK from generation to generation, okay? That's what we see. All right, so the Heavenly Father is also what? He's bringing a sword, okay? Famine and a sword, okay? So you got, you know, an outcry of support for Palestine, but they're Arabs, okay? They're some that have Ishmael and have Esau, Amalek, okay, over there. So, you know, those people don't count. They don't belong over there either. None of those people belong over there. The people that belong over there are you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Mexicans, well, Hispanics, Latinos, and Native Americans, okay? That's the chosen seed. That is the house, the true house of Israel, or quote-unquote Jews, okay? Now, they're Hebrews, okay? Those are the people that belong over there, but they're not over there, all right now, because what? The Heavenly Father took them out of that land, okay? Ran them up out of there, okay? And dispersed, okay, the children of Israel, the house of Israel, to all four corners of the earth. But right now, the restoration of the house of Israel is in full effect right now, starting with the apostles and elders, a great millstone, bishops, all the way down, okay? And they're using what? These scriptures, this word, okay, this knowledge, okay, this fruit, okay, to usher in the beginning of the transition to the Israelites' kingdom, okay? All right, so they're out here doing the Lord's work, okay, and searching what? For the remnant, okay, the small remnant, okay, the 1/3, the 144, okay, the prophets, okay. That's what they're out here doing, all right? So, Esau is, playing pass interference for, notice that every time Israel does something, they go in publicly and say, the U.S. goes publicly, or Trump says they didn't know that, Israel or Amalek was going to do something. And that's not true, okay? They know they're in bed together, okay? They're doing, they're working together in these times. So, of course, they know what they're doing, okay? They're lying to the public, but behind closed doors, what? Secret council, okay? They have their thing, their eyes set on what? Okay, destroying the house of Israel, take control of these other heathen nations, okay? Hold on. So what do they do? Hold on. All right. So what? Psalms 83:3. They have taken crafty counsel against our people and consulted against our hidden ones, okay? So that's what they're doing, okay? They're publicly saying one thing, but behind closed doors, behind the scenes, they're taking crafty counsel, they're doing another thing. They're all in agreement, okay? Whenever Israel attacks different nations, does different things that seem off the cuff or out the blue, okay? Babylon the Great, okay? Mystery Babylon, okay? America, they are in it, okay? They know, they approve it, they even help guide, give the information, the intelligence, the certain things that they need, okay? And nobody's dumb, okay? Nobody wasn't born yesterday, okay? They're only lying to themselves. They know that that eventually, people are going to find out. These nations know right now, okay? So they're going to gather up, okay? Gather themselves together against Babylon the Great, okay? They're going to gather themselves up, these heathen nations, particularly Ishmaelite, that's you Arabs, okay? You so-called Arabs, Ishmael, okay? You're going to gather, that's Persia, okay? Ancient Persia, all right? So you got, all these nations condemning right now the atrocities or the terrorist act or the surprise attacks, cowardly attacks that Esau and Amalek are doing. That's how Esau fights. He fights dirty. It gets you when you least expect it, okay? Or set you up, all right? So what? They're taking crafty counsel, okay? Okay, Psalms 83:2. Well, lo, thy enemies make a tumult, okay? And they that hate thee have lifted up the head, all right? So that's what's going on, right? They lifted up the head. They're coming against what? The Heavenly Father's house of Israel, okay? They're coming against the Heavenly Father itself. They think that he doesn't know what they're doing, but he's already on to them, okay? All right, Psalms 83 and 4. This is what Amalek is saying. All right, this is what he's trying to do. They have said, "Come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance." Right, and this is why the Heavenly Father is Exodus 17 to 16. For he said, because the Lord have sworn that the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. Okay? Because they want to cut the house of Israel off. This is their plan. They're more concerned about you so-called blacks, Latinos, Hispanics, and Native Americans than Ishmael and the other heathen nations. They ain't concerned about that. They're concerned about the true house of Israel. Okay? They're concerned about Yahushua coming back. Okay? That's what it is, all right? That's what it is. All right? And they can see, the signs and wonders. They see these blood moons. They see out in space that Yahushua is on the way. They see what the Heavenly Father is doing here on earth, okay? And they're worried, okay? They're very concerned, so they're trying to move forward with their plans, okay? All right? They want to what? Enact the chip, what? Do the MOTB, okay? Mark of the beast, all right? Hold on. Hold on real quick. Hold on. Oh. Hold on. Right. So Job, we're gonna go into Job 5 and 12. Okay. Hold on. He disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. And that's what he's going to ultimately do with Amalek, okay? So the Heavenly Father is, letting it be known, he's putting Amalek, drawing out the nations, attacking, okay? They're like trying to play the victim. Nobody's not buying it. Everybody knows what it is, okay? And he's doing this thing, okay, with them, okay? He's gonna draw out the other nations into battle. That is what the Heavenly Father ultimately trying to do in these last days, okay? Things are going on, popping off, okay? I'm excited, okay? Time is speeding up, all right? So, I just wanted to bring that up. The Heavenly Father in the end is going to disappoint them. Yahushua is going to disappoint them when they come, okay? They will not be able to fulfill their enterprise and stuff as far as marking and shipping everybody, okay? That's not going to happen, okay? We know you 2/3 and you heathens are going to take it and be destroyed, okay? But they're going to, they're ultimately trying to come from who? The real house of Israel, okay? The prophets, the servants, okay, the men of the Lord that are out there doing the work, okay? All right, so that's why I just wanted to bring it up. It's been a lot in the news with Amalek these last couple of days, okay? And that's over there, those Amalekites, okay, and the true house of Israel is warning and reporting on the fraudsters, okay? The people that say they are Jews, which are not, and everybody can see it right now. Everybody knows it. All right, so I like to say all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, with Josh. This has been y&ymission. I like to say Shalom.